we keep it real. Scores and news from the English Premier League, Spanish La Liga, France League 1, Germany Bundesliga, Italia Serie A, Nigeria Premier Football League, Formula 1, basketball, tennis, boxing, all day long. Tune in now where sports belong. On your Super Dial, every play, every win makes you smile. Join us live, don't miss a beat. For the love of sports, our passion's complete. Sport Today, your sport headquarters, where action speaks louder just for you. An honor, 103.5 FM. We're in the zone for sports fans everywhere. Welcome home.
It's a brand new day, brand new week. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Monday edition of Sport Today on the biggest sporting platform, 103.5 FM, broadcasting live from Bodija, here in the brown city of Ibadan. And of course, we are here to give you the latest and the biggest coming from the very interesting world of sport. On the show this afternoon, we take you through what is happening right there in the world of sport from the world of NBA. We'll talk about LeBron James on the show this afternoon. Don't forget that Formula 1 went down this weekend. It was a good one right there in the Austria Grand Prix. I will look into that particular Grand Prix on the show this afternoon. And of course, we are counting down our beauty number to one of the biggest Grand Slam of the year. Talking about the Wimbledon. We'll look into that on the show as well. Taking into football, both from the foreign and from the local scene. Talking about the foreign scene, the FIFA Club World Cup. Just last night, we saw a big game involving Bayern Munich and of course, Flamingo. It was a good one. You get to listen to everything that happened right there in the game. We'll talk about the world of transfer this beautiful Monday afternoon. I'll talk about what is going on at the Emirates Stadium, at the Stamford Bridge, and what is going on right there in the world of football. Welcome to the Monday edition. Weekends are for actions, and Monday like this are for reactions of all the actions that went down this weekend. My name is Ayomikun Adeniyi. You can simply call me Purity. You know I don't do this alone on the Monday afternoon like this. I got Samuel in the building, and together we take you through all you need to know coming from the world of sport. My guy, what's up?
Weekend are for actions. Mondays like these are for reactions and analysis of what has gone down over the weekend. And of course, it was a fully packed weekend. Actions in the exciting world of sport, from football, basketball, tennis, of course, athletics also, because we have feelings in the news as well. And of course, you have the 11th Grand Prix of the year, talking about the Austrian Grand Prix that went down yesterday. It was a beautiful moment from a certain Lando Norris, the British driver, winning that particular one, and his McLaren driver, talking about Oscar Piastri, also made a podium finish. Good one for them. They are, they are running away. Talking about McLaren, they are running away with the constructor championship already, because they have over 400 points to occupy the first position in the team standing, and you have the second team that very, very close behind them, Ferrari, but they are not close, because over 200 points separating the two sides. So it is safe to say that McLaren are running away with the constructor championship title already. Good afternoon to you, Ayomikun. Good afternoon to your esteemed listener. It's always a pleasure to be in the studio. Samuel Akintoye is my name. You can call me the City Boy. Just like you mentioned, reactions, analysis. We have so many to talk about, so many talking points on the show today. Let's just get straight into it, because you are the driver. So it is where you drive me to.
I'll be the captain of the ship this afternoon. Of course, where are we starting from? Let's start from Linda for speed from the world of Formula 1 and what happened right there at the Australian Grand Prix that went down this weekend. So it was a good one for Lawrence and of course Oscar Piastri doing the magic again and again, securing the first and second position right there at the Australian Grand Prix, followed by Charles Leclerc We have Lewis Hamilton right there in the 4th position. George Russell also for Mercedes, just 10 points with finishing 5th at the end of the day. But then what is going on? Max Verstappen, my guy.
Yeah, Max Verstappen, of course, he crashes out early, crashed out really, rather. Yesterday, he was on a course to actually finish well, but it was unfortunate for him that he crashed out early in that particular race.
Alongside Antonelli.
Antonelli, yeah, and you have Lando Norris, who of course, it was a bold and a big statement from him yesterday, winning that particular one, the 11th Grand Prix of the year. They needed to come back. I'm talking about the McLaren drivers, both Lando Norris and Oscar Piastri. Don't forget, they failed to make, the podium. They failed to make a podium finish for the first time this year in the 10th Grand Prix, talking about the Canadian Grand Prix, because, of course, they collided. They collided during that race, and so they were not in the podium for the very first time. But they are back to winning ways. So they needed that. They needed this, that victory yesterday, to stage a comeback, to tell people, to tell the rest of drivers that we are not here for, for a play. We are here for serious business this season. And if you look at their, the antecedents, the projection this is, they've been very, very consistent in terms of making it to the podium. If Lando Norris is not winning, Oscar Piastri is winning. If Oscar is not winning, Lando Norris is winning. I think it's only maybe on 2 different or 3 different occasions this is that we have a different driver winning the the Grand Prix, the likes of Max Verstappen, and you have George Russell from Mercedes, who won the Canadian Grand Prix the last outing. And I think it is good for McLaren to actually continue their dominance, because I can tell you for a fact they are dominating. They are 417 points.
I mean, that was massive.
And the second position, Ferrari, 210. That's over 200. Half. They don't even have half of what McLaren's have now.
Let's talk about this. The team standing right about now, because just like you mentioned, we have McLaren still leading that particular table with 417 points, followed by Ferrari 210, and of course we have a certain Mercedes with 209 points, and of course Red Bull Racing 162.
Red Bull, and out of the 162 points, you can say that Max Verstappen has majority of the points.
90% of that.
90% of that points, came from Max Verstappen's performance so far. His co-driver is I think at some point they had this guy Liam Lawson, and then they had to get Yoko Tsunoda and all of that, and we've not really seen that impact in terms of complementing the effort of Verstappen. Verstappen has been the one doing it alone. He has been doing the job alone. He has been carrying the team. He has been carrying the constructor, and a tree does not make one tree does not make a forest. So it is what is helping McLaren now, because when you have 2 brilliant drivers, 2 very consistent drivers in Lando Norris and Oscar Piastri, you are bound to make statements. You are bound to actually win the constructor, and that is what is working for them. Although a lot of people can also see it from another perspective, that it is affecting their their performance, especially what happened in Canada, that they collided. That it is very good to have a sole driver. Let's know your strengths. But now they have 2 brilliant drivers. They are not really saying that this is our main driver. Any one of them can actually, and the 2 drivers are doing waves, and they are doing very, very well.
Okay.
So for me, I think it is good for McLaren. It helps them to actually maintain that dominance.
Just like you said, they are running away with the title just this season, away from Formula One. Quickly, let's focus on basketball and talk about this legend. Talking about LeBron James extending his contract with LA Lakers for record of 23 years. Come on, that's massive for the 40 years old guy.
I like the fact that it's not only in football that you have that longevity. I mean, you also have longevity in basketball, and LeBron James is a living testimony. 23 years in the game, 23 years in the game, and he's not ready to to give up. He's not ready to throw in the towel. He's still very, very active. He's still very, very confident and committed to making history. And that he made history in 23 years ago, becoming the youngest drafted player, and now he's still in the game. Maybe he's going to end the career as the oldest player to ever play in the NBA.
He was drafted as
at the age of 7, I think 17.
And
yeah,
some months.
That
was 2003.
2003. And ever since then, he has been killing it. He has been in the game, and he's not ready to call it a wrap.
He's a living legend.
It's good that that level of longevity, that level of consistency. It's not as if he's there as just a normal or random player. He's still one of the best in the game, even at that age. And you have the likes of Lionel Messi, you have Ronaldo. They're still playing very active. Cristiano Ronaldo, he just extended his contract with Al-Nassr. I mean, a mouth-watering contract. You know the kind of money Ronaldo will get from that contract that he just extended to 2 years extension, and he will be 42 in 2027. So if Ronaldo can do that in football, I mean, LeBron James can also do that in basketball.
Okay, let's leave basketball now and talk about what is going on the track, because our own star girl, Favor Philly, is on the news. For good reason.
Yeah, for good reason.
Okay, let's talk about Favor now.
I think we should say the embattled Nigerian track and field sensation because of.
I mean,
she has been in the news. Yeah,
there's been a lot of back and forth involving Favor Philly. At some point, she wants to switch from Nigeria to Turkey.
At some point, most recently. What do you mean at some point? Most recently. I don't know. You have spoken though. Most recently, that's the news. That's the news recently.
But then we're still waiting. We never can tell.
Well, according to the Director General of the NSC, that's Nigerian Sports Commission, Olopade, when he was addressing the World Press Conference ahead of the African Athletic Championship that will take place in, I think, Abuja, he said that as far as he's concerned, the last time he checked, Favor Philly
is still a
Nigerian athlete. So he's still very much available for Nigeria.
At some point. But then we never can tell what will happen. Maybe
up until this moment, Favor Philly, she's a Nigerian athlete, and even our last outing in Texas, United States of America, where she actually clocked a new personal best of 10.87 seconds to win a 100-meter heat in United States. I think she still represented Nigeria, so she's still a Nigeria athlete until we hear from the World Athletics, the authorities that she has written to, according to report, because it's still reports, and we cannot say that the switch to Turkey has been completed. It's not completed yet. She's still with Nigeria, and I just like the fact that despite the hula baloo, despite all the controversy, despite the backlash, because I will tell you there are some people that have actually criticized her that she's going because of money. Do you know how much she's going to earn?
It's not about money. We know what happened.
$500 million.
Let's even leave the money. We know what happened to her right there in Nigeria. We saw what happened in the last Olympic. Of course, the previous Olympics.
That's what I'm saying.
I mean, this is about frustration.
Despite the frustration, despite the obtainable fact of what happened, the gross negligence, the gross misconduct of the AFN. There are some people that still are that that mindset of blaming her that she's going to Turkey because of more that Nigeria made her. Yes, Nigeria made her, but if she's not talented, Nigeria cannot make her. And the fact that there has been so many incompetence, administrative incompetence at the AFN that actually affected her progression. She didn't participate in 2022, not 2020 Olympic. Was it 2020 in Tokyo? Yeah, 2020. And then most recently, the last Olympic in France, her name was omitted, in the 100-meter, her strength. So all of this, if you put all of these, 100-meter, if you put all of these, incompetence, administrative actions, if you put them into consideration, you can tell that this girl, she's frustrated and she does not see a future, in good hands with AFN. Even the president of AFN that was, responsible for all that was in charge when those situations.
He's still in charge because
he got re-elected.
He won his election.
So what are you now telling me that she's going because of money? She's not going because of money. Guys, she's going for the betterment of her career. However, she's still with Nigeria.
Okay, let's see what will happen, guys. I see you on to Sport today on Honor 103.5 FM. You can join the conversation live on Facebook at Honor 103.5 FM. Of course, you can call into the studio line at 10. I'll be going on the short commercial break at about now. When we return from this break, we'll go straight to football and give you the report coming from the very interesting world of football. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.
On the 103.5 FM, your integrity station.
Daddy, Mommy, ṣé ti gbọ́ nípa new opportunity tó ń lọ lọ́wọ́ fún àwọn ọmọdé nílé iṣẹ́ Cool Global Interlinks Travel Limited.
Cool Global Interlinks Travels Limited.
àǹfààní ńlá láìlẹ́gbẹ́ lélẹ́yìí láti lè ṣe Cool Global Interlinks Travels Limited fún àwọn ògo wẹrẹ láti lọ rè kàwé lórílẹ̀‐èdè Canada, US, United Kingdom pẹ̀lú àwọn ilé ẹ̀kọ́ ilẹ̀ òkèèrè. ìwé kíkà dìrọ̀rùn fún àwọn ọmọ tí ń bẹ láàrin ọdún 7 sí ọmọ ọdún 17 7 years to 17 years. pabambari ibẹ̀ ní àǹfààní tí ń bẹ fáwọn òbí láti tẹ̀lé ọmọ tó bá fẹ́ lọ rè kàwé lórílẹ̀‐èdè Canada láti lè máa ṣalábòójútó ẹ̀ ní kété tó bá ti ń parí ẹ̀kọ́ rẹ̀. ní àwọn àyín ṣètò bẹ́ẹ̀ ṣe máa dọmọ onílùú. àkọ́kọ́ orú ẹ̀ lélẹ́yìí ẹ̀yin òbí àtàlágbàtọ́ ẹ jẹ́ kí iléeṣẹ́ Cool Global Interlinks Travels Limited tí wọ́n bá yín mú àlàyé àwọn ọmọ yín wá sí ìmúṣẹ. fún àlàyé lẹ́kùnrẹ́rẹ́ ẹ máa bọ̀ wá sẹ́dọ̀ ọ́fíìsì Cool Global Interlinks Travels Limited tó wà ní 72 Rẹ̀mílẹ́kùn House opposite Adamasingba Stadium Adékúnlé Fájuyì Road Ìbàdàn. ẹ pè wá sórí 080 777 52646.
Cool Global Interlinks Travels Limited.
Imagine having the freedom to work, play, and connect without interruptions. That is what fast internet means to us. At Highwood Networks, we are passionate about delivering super fast, unlimited internet that is 6 times faster than the competition. Whether you're working from home, running a business, or streaming your favorite shows, we've got you covered. A reliable internet and 24/7 customer support ensure you stay connected always. So what are you waiting for? Join the iWorld Networks family today and discover a seamless internet experience. Call Jeffrey on 081 3058 9466 or visit our website www.iwn.ng to get started. iWorld Networks, connecting possibilities.
Hello there. Do you wish to improve your business and take control of your career? If yes, do business with Honor FM 103.5 Ibadan, and you will thank me immensely. For honor and integrity is our watchword at Honor FM Ibadan.
Honor 103.5 FM.
All right, so welcome back from that short commercial break. You are still on to Sport Today on Honor 102.5 FM. We still have City Boy in the studio this afternoon. So let's go back to business and talk about football and talk about what happened yesterday after that President FA Cup that went down in Lagos because we have Abakaliki FC involved in an accident following their defeat to Kwara United. According to reports, officials of the club were involved in an accident along Ore road to Ebonyi State. But then the big news was that there was no life lost at the end of the day.
Yeah, I think that's the good news about the incident. Of course, it's an ugly incident, very devastating when I heard the news. But when I read the report that no life was lost, I was very, very happy. I think it's a big relief that no life was lost, because it could have been a very devastating story. Losing a President Confederation final en route to their state, back to their base, and then this tragic incident happened. But we thank God that no life was lost, and we need to really advance our logistic level. We get to the I can't wait for the teams in Nigeria to get to that level where they'll be flying planes, where they'll be traveling by air and all of that, because of not just the accident, the insecurity in the nation is also a matter of concern, and the fatigues as well. Traveling a long distance on the road can actually affect
to Lagos.
It can be very, very very, very hectic, and it can take a toll on the performance of the player. But we're really happy that at least this is the good news, that it didn't claim the life of any player or any official of the team. They had a fantastic run to the final, but they lost. Even though they lost, of course, a lot of us saw it coming.
Yesterday night we spoke about this.
Maybe we don't need to
before the final.
But they got punished by their weapon. Penalties.
Okay, let's talk about transfer because of our time. Samuel, walk us through the world of transfer. A lot is going on. Chelsea always on the news. Arsenal also.
I think let me begin with. I don't know what Arsenal. What is happening in that camp? Because they have now made contact with Eberechi Eze's camp over the weekend, and contacts are taking place for Crystal Palace star with Arsenal Football Club informed on deal conditions. Tottenham also remain keen on bringing Eze to the to the London team. But I think Arsenal are getting are interested in bringing Eberechi Eze to the Emirates Stadium.
Okay,
they've completed 3 signings: Kepa, Zubimendi, and Nogard from Brentford.
Okay.
Now they are looking in that direction of bringing Eberechi Eze.
Personal opinion, I think that would be a very
quality signing if they can pull it off.
Because
honestly, a Premier League proven player.
Having Eze at the left-hand side, having Bukayo Saka operating from the right-hand side.
That would be that would be terrorizing, honestly. And you have Martinelli. You have
Martinelli is still there.
Martinelli is there. You have Trossard. You have Kai Havertz. I mean, that would be abundance option for them up front. It seems they are not really concerned about getting a proper striker. I think Mikel Arteta wants to play like all these.
He just need a finisher. I mean,
he's not concerned about a number 9, out and out striker. Yeah, maybe he wants to set up his team like that of Paris Saint-Germain's manager Luis Enrique. Yesterday they played without a striker. They scored 4 goals. They've been playing without
Inter Miami.
They have a striker, but they are not playing the striker. They have Goncalo Ramos. They are not really playing Goncalo Ramos. They play with a first 9. Yesterday it was Bakula, Kvaratskhelia, and what was this? The name of this young guy, Desiree Doué, up front, and they scored 4 goals. So it was very difficult for the opponent to predict Paris Saint-Germain because of how fluid they move around. You can see their midfielders, Fabian Ruiz, Yao never even got a brace yesterday for the very first time in his career. So I mean, maybe Arteta he has been setting up his team like that, believing in a first striker, so to say, and that's why he prefer Kai Havertz. Maybe they are not going to get a striker, but people will tell you that you need a striker. You need an out-and-out striker to actually win the Premier League, because Premier League is a different ballgame.
Okay, what about Chelsea? I mean, they are doing business. They are cashing out from.
They have completed 2 signings over the weekend. They are the big boys in the market. I don't know what.
Okay, let's talk about this.
What is driving them?
Might be joining Chelsea. We have this guy, one of them.
They have Gitten from Borussia Dortmund, and they have João Pedro from Brighton and Hove Albion.
Last season we saw Pedro playing for Brighton. Bringing it into that Chelsea squad, I begin to wonder what is
someone actually asked
what is
the
going
question.
on in the boardroom of Chelsea. Who are the people making the decision?
I wouldn't want to answer that question because I don't know who are those in charge of the transfer. We can only access the kind of player that they are bringing in. João Pedro is a Premier League proven. And
how many goals? With how many goals? What is he proven? I mean, talk to me.
He has the experience. Okay. He has the experience of playing in the league. So eating the grand journey might not be a problem for him at Chelsea, but it depends on how he's going to fit into the system. Where Enzo Maresca informed of the transfer? Does he even have a say on who you are bringing for me as a manager? I don't know. I don't know if he has a say in players moving in and moving out of Chelsea. Maybe he doesn't have a say, or maybe I don't know. But I feel if he does have a say, he should have been informed about João Pedro coming in, and let's see how he's going to incorporate him in the start.
Certain Delap. We still have.
Someone actually asked a question that is Pedro better than Delap? Liam Delap? Because you have brought in 2 strikers, and you have Jackson. Is Jackson going?
Maybe.
Is it leaving?
Maybe.
Or maybe João Pedro is a potential replacement of Christopher Nkunku, who of course has been in the news for looking for a new club.
When you look at Chelsea,
I don't know.
Sometimes you begin to wonder what is going on. They still have several players on loan. You have Felix is still there.
You have this William Estava that is joining from Palmeiras. I mean, that's a winger. You have Andre Santos. That one has not even has it been.
I mean, he came in.
Okay, yeah. I think their third game against Esperance of Tunis. Yeah, he made his debut, and he hasn't really impressed because he has not gotten enough playing time, and they are bringing another players, keep adding players. Well, it's not about numbers. It's about quality. It's not about quantity. It's about quality. You can sign 2 players.
Don't forget that Raheem Sterling is a Chelsea player.
He's going back to Arsenal.
Okay.
He's going back to Chelsea rather. He's still a Chelsea player. I don't know where.
João Felix is a Chelsea player.
He has come back. Yeah. I think it's for the manager to know the kind of players that fit his style, and then you just work with them. Don't forget, he actually did something at the beginning of last season. This is not the first time that Chelsea are moving crazy in the transfer window. Remember, last season was even very crazy because they were just signing every available player in the market. They will sign and they will.
If you walk anyhow, you get signed.
Honestly, they were to the extent that they were even signing more than 3 or 4 goalkeepers. Remember, but Maresca did something at the beginning of the season. He said that he knows his players. And he would pick the ones that he's going to work with, and that's what he did. So maybe he's going to do the same thing, evaluate these players and trim them to the certain numbers of the score that you want.
Okay, let's talk about Nottingham Forest right about now, because they are closing in to sign a Botafogo 24 years old Brazilian striker Hugo Jesus for 10 million.
Well, for me, that is done and dusted. They will definitely get him now that he's Botafogo are even out of the FIFA Club World Cup. Maybe it will definitely move to England to complete that deal. Also, Tammy Abraham, we signed 4-year deal as new Besiktas player. That one is done and dusted as well. For Manchester United, they are still well.
They know what they are doing, so don't.
What are they doing that they know?
They are doing some tactical moves.
No, I know what they are doing.
I mean,
well, it's understand that
they are doing their background checking.
Background check. No, it's not about background.
Negotiation are ongoing.
They are not really fast and efficient in terms of negotiation.
You think so?
Yeah, I know so.
These are strategic.
It has been. No, it's not about strategic. Well, you can say they are strategic in terms of the kind of players that they want. But when it comes to being efficient, being very fast with getting the deal over the line, in Manchester United, you cannot mention them in that in that conversation. Look at Chelsea now. Chelsea got linked up with João Pedro. Maybe I think the story got intensified yesterday, and before you know it, they wrapped up the deal. So, in terms of being very proactive, Chelsea give it to them. But being strategic, I don't think so, especially under the new administration. But I think there is a certain player that is very, very, interesting to talk about. John Duran. He's coming back to Europe.
Okay.
He left in January.
He left Aston Villa.
Yeah, for Al-Nassr. Now he's coming back to Europe. He's going to Fenerbahce because it is understandable that Fenerbahce have made progress again in talks to sign John Duran. They made that progress yesterday, and the deal is really getting closer for Duran at Al-Nassr, and the story is going to be over for him there. He's going back to Europe. Okay. He's still very young. I knew it. I knew he was going to. He was going to come back to Europe because maybe he went to cash out some cool cash. He has done that
for like 6 months or so.
But I think he's not really ambitious.
Okay, Samuel, we need to pack our bags and leave the studio right now.
Yeah, of course, we'll be back tomorrow. There's a game tonight. Inter Milan against Fluminense. That's another interesting game to watch out for. Don't underrate any Brazilian side though.
Okay. Until we come your way tomorrow for another fresh edition of Sport Today. My name is Ayomikun Adeniyi. Thank you so much for being part of my world. Enjoy the rest of your Monday. Stay out of trouble. I'm out of the studio.